The Blind Knights. Hey Jesse, how we doing today?
I did not screw up this week.
I know. I'm very surprised and I'm very pleased. I will give you 2 cardboard cookies and a rubber jelly bean.
Oh, I love the rubber jelly beans. You know that.
Oh yeah, you can chew on them for hours.
Yep.
How we doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I can't complain a whole lot. Not that anybody would care, but all in all, doing good.
Why would people not care? You're you.
That could be the reason
You're
that they
the
don't care.
Richard Bean. Why wouldn't they care?
That's probably why they don't care.
Well, just to give me brownie points, I care.
I do appreciate the brown nosing,
You're
but
my friend and I care.
uh, so let's go over the topics of the show so that people can decide not to listen to us.
We're like an audio version of the YouTube thing when they're like, I will put, what do they call them? Timestamps so you can flip right to a video, right to the time in the video you're interested in. Have you ever seen that?
oh, I've seen that, and I mean, I could probably figure out how to do it, but I would definitely put the wrong times in there so you
Yeah.
can definitely listen to something that you don't want to listen to.
I've seen them, but I've never bothered with using them.
Yeah. Be sure to check out Accessible Gaming Quarterly, really good digital magazine that is accessible, that helps you, gives you some ideas and from other people's perspectives about gaming in general.
Wouldn't it be awful if Accessible Gaming Quarterly wasn't accessible?
But it is. They make a
It
point.
is, but wouldn't that be like horrible if like the PDF was wonky or something?
It would be. It'd be also like a descriptive video, like it describing to you Top Gun, but you're actually watching like Batman. That would be, it'd be funny, but would suck.
Yeah.
Be sure to remember the Knights of the Braille Patreon. If anybody would like to donate, you can also donate through PayPal. If you're interested, please send me an email. And I want to thank the person publicly again on the podcast this time for their donation of $50
Yeah, that's
last
awesome.
week. Greatly, greatly appreciated. We do not make money from this, it just goes to help with certain costs. So, thank you to anyone who donates, and be sure to check out the Knights of the World Discord for games. I know that there is a worldwide wrestling play-by-post server ran by Hijo Del Padre, who is still looking for wrestlers. So be sure to send me an email if you're interested in playing in that. Uh, we also have Quest of the Braille that goes on, and there's one upcoming this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to check either the
Be
Knights of the
there.
Braille Twitch channel at www.twitch.tv/Braille Knights, or you can check out my personal YouTube channel, which is where I stream it live. This will be our third session coming up. So, Jesse, you played in it for 2 weeks now. What did you think about the Mothership session?
I really enjoyed it. I think the thing that I won't say surprised me because I know it was that sort of game, but the thing that really got me was it was a normal session and then shit got real at the very end.
Oh yes. That's why the title of the session is what it is. Like things got real.
Yep.
I thought it was a very laid back session up until like the last
It
15
was.
or
Yeah.
so minutes.
All it was everybody, Sam, go forward and check out this light. Sam, do this. Sam, do that. Poor Sam.
uh, which was hilarious if you ask me.
Yeah, because
Um,
you're not Sam.
exactly. You are, sir.
Yep.
But I thought all in all, it was a really good session. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, of course, anybody who hasn't listened to it.
There
But
should be a title of the session. Sam, do this. Sam, do that.
uh, could be in the near future. But as a player, what did you think about it? Because I don't think I ever rolled the first dice.
I
Um,
really enjoy it.
that day.
I like the stress factor, and it's like when your character gets stressed, like you get stressed, and you think, how are they gonna, like, how will they react to that? It adds like a real world element to it that I think is really, really interesting. I like it.
It's a lot of fun to
I enjoy
run.
how, like you said, it was laid back and then got frantic all of a sudden. We're like, oh shit.
Yeah, because I
I
think
almost like that better, like being laid back and then frantic, then like go go go. It's all frantic. I think that even made it like the frantic part even made it more frantic because you weren't expecting it.
in the last 15 minutes or so, everybody was rolling. Well, of course, except for me. Um, but it's like everybody's rolling, and their roles like seriously mattered. Um, you
And
know,
my best friend died.
yeah, and we weren't going to give away spoilers, but you just did, so it's
Oh,
okay.
you can edit it out. Sorry.
I don't do that, sir.
My best friend may or may not have died.
You've already let the cat out of the bag.
Damn it.
It's all right. That's the name of the
I,
of this
I
episode.
had to get my temple mentioned in somewhere.
You did, you did.
And
But
he's
that
joining us this week for
e-
skeletons. I mean, yeah.
exactly.
Wonder if he'll hate me today or Wednesday, or if it'll carry over from the other day, his coin roll. But I guess it's a new week, so
Considering you just let the cat out of the bag, yeah, he will probably hate you. But speaking of that, yeah, I am running a very fun game this Wednesday night. And we've talked about it here on the podcast before,
mhm.
the Adventure Skeletons. Like I said, it takes about 5 minutes to create your character, and it's just really laid back and a lot of fun to run. And
Oh, it's so much fun.
I was gonna say, it seems like from the player's point of view, it's a lot of fun to play. You
It
know,
is, and we talked about it. I know last on the show. I don't know if it was last week. I can't remember, but something came up where I just wanted to role play this tavern that didn't even have anything to do with the skeletons.
and that's pretty much what it is a sandbox kind of game.
Yep. But I don't know if I could do the voice, but I'll try. Damn it, Jesse! You always leave the cat out of the bag.
I'm telling you, all the time.
There-
But
I don't want it to be about me, but there's this week's episode title if you want it.
well, it's all about Jesse.
Damn it, Jesse! You left the cat out of the bag again.
I was gonna say Jesse spoils it again or something. We
Yeah,
will
it
come up
works.
with something, and
Yeah,
Jesse's name will probably be in the title. So but it's a really lighthearted game, and I would say definitely sandboxy, and you could actually create a very long running campaign with it.
you
You
couldn't. I
know,
think that would be a blast. Like it'd be a
I
good break between the serious shit.
I think it'd be a really good introductory game. You
It would
know,
because the rules are real simple.
yeah. D6. I think there may be a D10 in there, but I think even the highest weapons damage is a D6. But
No, I think
yeah,
mine was a D10, so I
was it a
think
D10? I
yeah.
thought there
But
was.
even that's simple though.
Yeah, and in fact, you could lower that to a D6, and
Oh yeah.
everybody's damage is, the only dice you need to be a D6. But all in all, it was a lot of fun. The Adventure Skeletons. I was super pleased and happy with Mothership this past Saturday. You know,
Now,
um,
is it the same level of stress or different? Like, how is it in like comparison to running being a DM for D&D, which is harder, that or
I
Mothership?
would say the D&D is a lot harder.
Okay.
I do believe with Mothership 1E, they have a section in there about creating monsters, but
Mm,
the object of Mothership is to try to figure out ways around combat. Because if you go into combat, usually it's going to be very deadly.
yeah.
You know, like you'd want to turn off an alien artifact that was causing mental tension or
Mm,
something along those lines. That's the point that I get.
It's more of like a horror survival than horror action, it seems like.
Right. And according to their survey, it's entirely possible, and I can personally see this, to have a long running campaign like you do with D&D. Just have to be a lot smarter about things and really manage your stress. Because
Right, yeah.
that's the major killer
Mm,
with Mothership. Because if you fail a save, you get one stress.
right.
And then if that continues to build up, and then I call for like a stress save or a stress check, or no, excuse me, panic, then if you roll underneath that's when it's
So there
bad.
isn't there isn't actually a stress save then. Is it always panic?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was getting confused on because I thought there was two different ones. I'm like, what is the difference? But okay.
Yeah. And you know me, I mean, I misspeak from time to time because like I'm doing so much different stuff on this end.
Oh yeah.
But a
But
check is
you're never
something.
wrong, so we're all good.
Nah, never wrong. But a check is something that you want to make. If you're forced to make a save, that's not something you want to do.
Right.
So that's a good way to keep them
Hmm.
separated. But let's move on to your reading recommendation, where you can talk about that for a little bit.
All right.
So let's see here if I can get that introduction in here for you.
The guy that does our introduction still reminds me of Jim. I have to keep reminding myself that it's not him.
Take a seat and listen for Jesse's reading recommendations.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Blind Library. Take a seat. We have real comfy chairs here. Richard, try out that chair.
No, I'm not sitting in that chair.
It's like an overstuffed chair. I mean, I got it from the Goodwill, but it's okay.
No, there's no telling what you've done in that chair.
I haven't done anything. I haven't even. Oh, this is nice. Anyway, today's reading recommendation is a whopper. Um, you know how? Okay, say you're a fantasy fan. You read fantasy, blah blah blah. You read epic fantasy. This is like the doorstop of doorstop fantasies. I'm going to recommend Gardens of the Moon by Steven Erikson. And if you know how in depth this is. It is the first book in the Malazan Book of the Fall. There are, I believe, 10 or 12 books in the regular series. There are, excuse me, 3 to 6 prequels. There's spin-off series. But the thing that's amazing to me in this is just the depth of world building. I think the author was he has some, I don't know, he's involved in like his career is basically before he was a writer is had something to do with like studying former cultures and stuff like that. So the world building in this is top notch. This isn't a book for someone who's like, oh, I want to read fantasy. Like you need to be seasoned in fantasy to read this. But it's basically about the Malazan Empire, which is crumbling, and you follow a giant cast of characters. It's very good though. If you can get into it, like get past the fact that it's so epic in scope and stuff like that, I think you'll really enjoy it. I enjoyed the first book. I'm halfway through the second. It's very good as well. It's one of those things that I'm taking time with because there are 10 books. I don't want to read like Malazan all the time, and then you could very easily get burned out, I think. But basically, the first book follows this group of military people called the Bridge Burners. It follows their exploits. There are gods involved. There are immortal people involved. Like, I'm trying not to give away spoilers just because it's something it's kind of one of those books where it's an experience to read it. It's not like, oh, I read a book. It's I experienced Gardens of the Moon. So I would highly recommend this if you have you're not a newbie to fantasy. Like, let's say you've read Wheel of Time. Let's say you've read Lord of the Rings. You've read some big chunky books. Then check this out. It is on Bard. I haven't really checked out the reader on Bard, but it's also on Kindle, things like that. Highly recommended, and it's something that people either seem to love or hate. Like they either reviews I've read, they're either all in or they're like, this is just over my head. I can't do this. Richard, have you ever heard of the Malazan book or the Fallen series?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And
But
if
yes,
it's as big as what you say, I probably never will.
yeah. It's one I seriously consider like reading a book a year just because I have so much else to read. I don't want to devote my life to
Mm-hmm.
just this.
I know what you
But
mean.
well, maybe when our recommendations of standalone books ended at one. We're back with a series, but maybe we'll be back with a standalone book next week.
Maybe so.
This is like the largest series I think I've ever recommended.
Sounds like it could be quite the undertaking.
Yes.
Well, you got the Drizzt series too, but
Yeah, that's even longer. But this
yeah.
is like, I think each book is probably like 600 pages or more.
Ooh, yeah, I probably will
But
never read that.
there's nothing in it though, in the first book at least, because I've read the whole first book. There's nothing in it where it's like, oh, this is a slog or this is slow. Like the pacing is, to me, is very, fast. Like it holds your interest the whole time, which is very unusual for large books.
Right, I got you. Um, I actually have another one this week. I bought this on the Audible Daily Deal that you see. I got it for like $2.95, and it's a 12 to 13 hour book.
Daily deals are great when they are books that like we like, which it seems like happens quite a lot.
Yes. It's called Backyard Starship. It's part of a series because this is book one. It's by J.N. Chaney and Terry Maggert. I guess is how you say his last name. Jaw
Mhm.
says it like Maggert, but that just doesn't seem right. And it's narrated by Jeffrey Kafer, who is really, really good. I think it's the first book I've listened to that he does, but
I
he's
haven't
really,
even heard
really
the
good.
name, but
Well, it's this guy whose grandpa dies and leaves him land. Well, he goes into the barn to like just look around, and that's when he comes across a talking AI, artificial
mhm.
intelligence that is in the form of a bird named Polly. And the bird is like a lawyer, a financier, and all this other stuff, answers
That
all the
just sounds
questions.
awesome on its own.
It is. And it turns out that he is a peacekeeper, peacemaker.
Who, the
The
guy or the bird?
the guy,
Okay.
and his name is yeah, it's a fairly long name, but it's like Van is what they call him more times than not, and he has to go around the galaxy and make peace and things like that. So it's really really awesome.
Is he kind of
Uh,
like a policeman then, or?
That is exactly how they describe him as
Okay.
a policeman of the galaxy.
That's cool. That
And it
sounds
goes
really
along.
interesting.
It is. It's a lot of fun so far to listen to, and
It
it
sounds like it
really
might
goes
be
along.
lighthearted too.
So far, it is. I haven't got much into it because I just finished Nautical Noobs, part of the Noobtown series, but it's just like a police because he doesn't get paid a whole lot. He has to do things on his own as I get a notification from
I didn't know if that was
lovely,
mine or yours.
lovely, lovely Amazon. Probably something like you need to review this. But it's a really really good book so far. I will have definitely finished it by next week, so I can let you know if it's definitely worth checking out. But I mean, hey, for $2.95, I haven't wasted a whole lot. So it's like I said, it's definitely worth checking out.
Speaking of books, I think you said you have finished a series.
I did. Finally finished the Lord of the Rings series.
What is your overall thoughts? And I will promise not to yell at you if I disagree.
Well, if you do disagree and yell at me, I'll just boot you and ban you from the server.
You wouldn't do that to your best friend, would you?
Oh, I would. I would. But
GTA, right?
uh,
Don't
yeah,
trust anybody.
yeah, pretty much. Or KMA. I'd apply that protocol to the situation.
What is that?
Kiss my,
Oh,
but Lord of the
KMS, kiss
Rings.
my sphincter.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Um, Overall, I think the story was good. I think they could have cut out a ton, especially all the
Yeah.
freaking singing. I didn't finish the last 2 hours of Return to King because I don't care about the whole history crap. I've just got through reading the books. You should have put that like in the beginning and all.
What was the history at the end?
Where I maybe it's not really history, but it's like such dry information that was probably like in the Silmarillion or whatever
Oh,
it's
that's what
called.
I'll be reading. Yeah.
And it's like I don't care to know
Now,
about this.
did you one question I was thinking of though, for you who's, you've been around fantasy a long time,
Yeah,
did you get a feeling just because it was the first, but you've read so much more that like I've seen this before?
no,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
I never got that. I like. I mean, I thought all in all it was a good storyline. I think they could have cut out probably 15 hours of singing, and I would have been a lot better off. In fact, that was one of my legit thoughts was I think the third book, Return of the King, is like 20 something hours long.
Mhm.
I mean, I was up to like 1.5x trying to get through it.
I
Uh,
speaking of 1 point, I've set mine kind of at 1.25 now, I feel like, because
yeah.
there's
Uh,
some readers that are so freaking slow. Like, it
well,
sounds like they're talking even slower than they normally talk.
when I left the Newtown series, I leave it at 1.0x because I love the accents that the
Mhm.
reader does, and I don't want to mess them up.
Did Andy
But
Serkis sing?
yes,
Oh,
that's
that's kind
why
of awesome. I wanna hear that now.
I said they could have cut out probably 15 hours out of each book with the singing. I mean, I love the story, but I don't necessarily like the la 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 la. I dance down the road, da 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 da. I step on the boot, da 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 da.
Who
There's a
is your
flower,
favorite
da.
character? Do you have one?
Smeagol.
Really?
Yep.
I can see that though, kind of.
Oh, yep. I love Smeagol. What'd you get all quiet for? Did Smeagol scare you?
No, no, I was scratching my eye actually.
Sure you was. Be careful, don't poke it out.
It's just in the corner of my eye. My eye was itchy.
Oh, you're precious.
That's fine. Well, we'll talk about that after the show.
That's what.
No, I was gonna say something, but we'll talk about that after the show. I don't want to offend anybody, not on purpose. So,
Right. You don't care about offending me. But that's okay. So,
because you don't care about offending me.
Each week, Jim Bob goes out to round up the most interesting animals, beasts, and monsters so that you can be better prepared. So get ready for Jim Bob's Crittering Time!
What's up, Jim Bob?
hey, how you
You,
doing, Jason?
I'm doing good. How are you? Are you gonna be less like mean to me this week?
Well, as long as you don't mess with my girlfriend, I'll be good.
I'll never mess with your girlfriend. I have my own fiance.
Yeah, so you say. I've never seen her. And how do you keep her blowed up?
She's a human, Jim Bob. I don't have to keep her blown up.
Well,
God, now I'm talking like you.
that's not what I heard Jim say. He said it's got like an air valve on it, and sometimes it leaks out.
Who's your girlfriend, Jim Bob?
Uh, Her name is Milani. You
Oh,
see her? She's right here with me. She
mhm.
is what you call a succubus. That means she can
Jim
like
Bob, that's a
swallow a whole.
demon.
No, don't you don't. I will
Hey,
Will
Jim
Smith
Bob,
you.
I'm not lying to you. I'm trying to
I
help
will
you
Will
out.
Smith you if you don't
I'm
watch
not.
out.
I'm trying to help you.
You leave my girlfriend's name out of your mouth, okay?
Okay, Jim Bob. Okay.
Okay? I will
I'm
Will
sorry.
Smith you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please continue. I'm sorry.
You will be the Chris Rock to my Will Smith.
Here's your dog.
Are you calling? I swear, Jesse.
No, the dog that disappears. It's right behind the chair.
Baby, he's not calling you a dog.
You
But
have the dog that you brought a couple weeks ago.
listen here, Jesse. Now, you don't talk about my girl. I don't talk about your Rubbermaid doll. We'll be all good, okay? This here is
Okay.
Milani. She is a Succubus. That means she can drive a bus, but it's not all that good. It's kind of sucky. But a lot of people think she's a fiend or a devil, like you did.
Yes. Okay.
But I personally don't
Jim Bob, you're my
appreciate it.
friend. I care about you. I don't want you to get hurt.
Oh, she hurts me because she's got claws, and then whenever we get, hey, I'm not talking about that in front of everybody else, okay?
Okay.
She's pretty tough though. She's got an armor class of 15, and her hit points are 66. She's like 3
Wow.
from being the perfect HP, and she
Yes.
only had 3 more.
Yeah.
But she talks to me a lot in my head. Like right now, she's telling me I ought to slap that smile off your face. But she can talk. Like we can be like on different airplanes, and she can even talk to me. Yeah. She's got claws that she likes to use every once in a while. She's really charming, and every time she goes to give me a kiss, it's like it's draining all of my energy out. But mostly because it's going to one specific area.
How did you
But
how did you meet her?
in the bar, in the
Hmm.
bar, I was in there drinking a little bit, and you know, she come up to me and asked if I wanted to ride her bus. And uh, different story there too. But yeah, that's she's got a brother. His name is Ink. I think he does tattoos or something. I don't know. He could be. Yeah, she's telling me I need to shut up, so I'm gonna go and be quiet now.
Okay. Nice talking to you.
See you later, Jesse.
See ya.
Uh, and let's see. Weird news. Jesse?
Richard, we have a problem.
Who had the problem?
Jim Bob brought a character, one of his creatures. He said he has a girlfriend. He will not listen to me. His girlfriend is a succubus.
She can't. I bet she can drive a car a lot better than.
Oh my God. A succubus is a demon.
Oh, that's what he was saying out there in the hallway, that she was a demon between the sheets. But
It's a sex demon. It
no
will
wonder he had a
drain your
smile on his
energy.
face.
Oh my God. Okay, what's the weird news?
And that's why maybe I need to. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna talk to Jim Ball, see if she's got a sister.
No, she has a brother.
No, that's cool. But in weird news, a player from someone's home state became the 11th player in history in the world to get the perfect score in the 1980s video game of Pac Man.
Really?
Yes. Jake Goldberg from Pennsylvania completed the 256 levels of Pac Man in 4 hours and 12 minutes, scoring 300. No, wait. Let me. 3,333,360 points.
I know
In
that's an
his
old
time.
game, but that's kind of amazing.
Well, yeah, it is like, from the 1980, I
Right.
believe, is the
Yeah.
actual year. But 42 years later, and only 11 people have done it.
That's amazing.
That is freaking phenomenal.
Good job,
You know,
Jake Goldberg.
yeah, from Pennsylvania.
Did it say which part of Pennsylvania?
No, it just said Pennsylvania
Oh, okay.
in the article that I read.
I think there's a
Um,
documentary actually about these people that try to break world records of Pac Man.
well, that is, of course, the highest score that they can get,
That's really cool.
But his next goal is to do Golgotha. No, not
Yeah,
Golgotha. Galaga, excuse
Galaga.
me. Yeah, Galaga.
Galaga.
Yeah,
Do you
trust
remember?
Jaws to really say something wrong. you know.
Yeah.
Um,
The funny thing is, the PlayStation had a game called Tekken, and
yes.
I didn't know if you ever played it, but at the loading screen, they would let you play a level of Galaga. Well, loaded because they were both made by Namco, which was kind
Mhm.
of cool.
Oh yes. I played Galaga. I played Pac Man. I'm actually the first player to ever get the perfect score.
I doubt that.
Nah, I would too. But his next goal is to
Mhm.
do Galaga, which, according to the article, would take around 16 hours to do.
Oh Lord,
Yeah, that's dedication right there.
it is.
Well, I think that's really about it for this episode. You want to tell us a little bit about the DM side of Out of the Abyss?
Well, you guys, were able to escape the drought, and I think the thing I really enjoy though is it's kind of a sandbox game too. Like you don't have an overall story; it's just escaping the Underdark and the things that can happen to you there. You get kind of caught up in many adventures, it seems like, while trying to escape the overall Underdark. And then once you escape the Underdark, you have to go to Gauntlegrim or however you pronounce that, and something happens there. But I'm really enjoying it. I like the characters. I'm very interested to see how Maxine feels when they realize that Fernando's character basically wants to have sex with everything, and that's not something they agreed on like beforehand, which is what I thought. So
Yeah,
it'll be very interesting. Really looking forward to tomorrow night.
that should be a lot of fun. I can't wait. I love my little potbelly pig.
Your little pig that got whipped last week.
Oh yeah, he likes it.
I bet he did.
Uh, but it's
He
going to be
didn't
a
mind
lot
that
of
he lost hit points because he liked it.
yeah. And like I told you, you kill him, you kill him. I mean, I have other ideas,
Hmm.
but let's see. I think that's really about it.
Do you have a did you know for this week?
No,
Okay.
no, nothing that really stood out to me that was worth anything.
Okay.
But I guess that's really about it, everybody. Thank you for listening, and as always, remember to like, share, and
Subscribe.
This episode is brought to you by the Knights of the Braille and is made possible through the support of viewers such as you. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to get all of the latest information and episodes. Thank you.